Welcome to Sumita Roy's English classroom. This is Professor Sumita Roy. Today we have a video on easy English. I'm going to tell you 4 steps by which you can improve your English based on an incident which is a real incident. And therefore, you have to listen to the incident first. Then I will tell you how the incident itself can help you in learning the language better in very easy 4 steps. So let us first talk about the incident. You must remember that this is not only a real incident, but it is a very disheartening incident. Now you're learning vocabulary. Please remember, I said it's a very disheartening incident. It is an incident which makes you feel that there is something wrong with the people who are involved, some of the people who are involved in this incident. Therefore, what I want you to do is to see that this video not only teaches you English, but increases your awareness of what is right and what is wrong. Every person who's watching this video should share it with 10, 20, 50, or 100 people in your WhatsApp groups and elsewhere to make them realize how things should be right and how it is not correct to do something wrong. Let us begin with the incident. Since it is an incident in my life, I'm beginning with an introduction to myself. All this time, in every video, I have been telling you that I am Sumita Roy and my designation is Professor of English. I have retired from Osmania University, Hyderabad, a university which is 105 years old now. And in this university, I retired as the head of the English department. That is, there are about 600 colleges under the university. Every year, there are more than 100,000 of students who take the English examination. All that is under the Osmania University. I have finished at least 45 years of teaching English. Therefore, I have many, many students, uncountable. I'm not counting how many students I have scattered everywhere. In the last 10 or 15 years, many places where I gave lectures invited lectures, not classroom, they uploaded it on YouTube. So you could have seen my face on YouTube. And then, of course, there are students who kept in touch for all the 30 years when I worked in the university. That is an introduction to who this person, Sumita Roy, is. Now the incident, which just is a week-old incident in my own life. I got a message from a student, and I thank her deeply, with a post where the video which I made a little time back, speaking accurately under Easy English series, the video is speaking accurately. All of you might have seen that video. If you haven't, you can go and see it now. And another video that is Easy English step by step. Now she showed me another channel and said, "Madam, is this also your channel? because I find your video exactly lifted and put there. I looked at it and I found that that is not my channel at all. I have not heard that about that channel ever. For the last 10 years, people have asked me to start a YouTube channel. I never started it. Just 4 months back, I took the decision to start this channel. I do not have any other YouTube channel. But today, unfortunately, I have been told that videos are getting stolen by people who do not make their own videos. They just steal from other places and they put it on their channel. This is cheating. It is stealing. I can use other words for your vocabulary. It is piracy. If you look at the word pirate, you will find even in the olden times, there were ships which used to go around stealing, attacking other ships, and taking away everything from them. Those were called pirates. From that word comes piracy. Or you have, if you are doing research, if you're writing or doing some serious work, somebody steals from you, that is plagiarism. So that is what is happening. I was shocked. I did not know much about YouTube. I still don't know much about YouTube. It is with the help of my brother and sister that you are able to see my videos. Therefore, to know that somebody is taking the videos which I'm recording for all of you is terrible. Each video which I prepare requires a lot of thought. It requires me to understand what all of you need to make your English better. For your professional life, you need English. For your personal life, if you live in a community where people do not know your mother tongue, you need English. If you travel around the world, you need English. Therefore, I'm trying my best to give you some English to help you in your professional life, in your personal life, in your social life, everywhere. But if somebody sits at home and steals my hard work, I feel very upset. I gave a message to that channel by saying that what you are doing is wrong. As a teacher, it is my job not only to teach you the language, but also to tell you what is right and what is wrong. That is what a teacher is all about. The teacher brings goodness into society. The teacher brings positivity into society. So I gave a message to that channel, and within 10 minutes, both the videos were taken away. The videos were taken out of that channel. Imagine there might be hundreds of channels who are doing it who I don't know. Because a student told me, I came to know that one channel has lifted this video and put it on them. Even the front cover is not changed in one of the videos. Easy English step by step. Even that, channel name, everything, they have put it to their channel. And the other video, they changed the cover, so it's difficult for us to know. But when you go inside, you will find from the first second to the last 30 minutes, everything is there, including, the video which you will find on this channel. This made me feel that such awareness is important. All of you who are subscribing to my channel, who are watching my channel, must be aware that YouTube has these negatives. And all of us, if we stand together, I'm sure YouTube will be cooperative and it will help us to see that such stealing or such cheating does not happen. We must remember that this is our responsibility, not only to use the medium, because YouTube is a wonderful thing which has come to us, but to use it in such a way that its positives remain and its negatives go away. So, this is the incident which I wanted to tell you. And now I will talk about what are the 4 steps which you can use to improve your English based on the incident which I told you. One thing which I'm expecting you to do is to make this video available to every person, even if they don't want to learn English, no problem. I'm not talking only about English here. I want you to know that there are certain negatives in society which you and I need to fight together. That is not a part of our 4 steps. The 4 steps I'm talking about are our easy English steps. Because we want to learn the language easily, it's not difficult for us to learn any language. We can easily learn a language, but how to do it? That is my idea here. So let us talk about the 4 steps. The first step, of course, is that you check the grammar, the pronunciation, the punctuation, I can spell out some of the words also, spelling, and of course, the vocabulary. I told you that this is a real incident. Now, if you have problem with the word incident, then you can, use it again and again. I gave you many synonyms for the word cheat or steal. I told you about piracy. I told you about plagiarism. I told you about ethical behavior, what is right and what is wrong. These are all your vocabulary units. You can look at each sentence which I'm using. You will find that at certain points, I pause. That pause shows you that it is a punctuation. If the entire sentence is complete, the meaning of the sentence is complete, then it is a full stop. Like now, full stop. But what did I say? When the entire sentence is complete, I took a pause. There is a comma. The meaning of the sentence is complete, I said. Again a comma. Then it is a sentence. That is what I said just now. Therefore, by looking at the pauses, by hearing every aspect of the language as it is spoken, you will be able to understand how punctuation is used. Don't you agree? Now look at the sentence I used. Don't you agree? What did I do? I raised my tone. Don't you agree? And then the punctuation is a question mark. I can say, how shocking that incident is. I was shocked by the incident. I'm using how shocking the incident is. I'm ending the sentence by putting the word is. It is an exclamatory sentence. It is a sentence which shows you that there is emotion involved. There is some kind of surprise. There is some kind of shock, some emotion. You end it with an exclamation mark, a straight line with a dot at the end. So, how shocking that incident is. You can see how you can learn punctuation just by listening to the words carefully to see where there are pauses, where there are changes in the structure of the sentence. We never start a sentence which ends with a full stop with the word how. How can start a question, but then the verb will be immediately after how. How is this incident? Or how did this happen? And then if the verb moves to the end of the sentence, that becomes an exclamation. Although the word is the same, how the change in position of the verb is showing you that it is a different type of statement, sentence. It is not a statement, it is not a question, but it is an exclamation if the verb comes at the end. How terrible this incident looks. You know, when you look at the whole incident, you feel how terrible it looks. Again, exclamation. So we have this method of learning punctuation. Spelling, of course, is rather difficult in listening, but in case you can read up some article today about the YouTube or about piracy. I gave you another word, pirate. Old stories you can read, historical stories about pirates, when there was no other way of going from continent to continent except by the seas and oceans. That is by sailing. There were no flights. So when sailors used to go, all business used to happen by sailing, and then you had pirates. Remember the story I told you in the storytelling video, and that was the story of Antonio, the merchant of Venice. What kind of merchant? A merchant who sends the ships to other countries by water and gets back all the wealth by water. So piracy was very important. You can read these articles. Then you keep an eye on the spelling. Grammar you can easily make out. Vocabulary you can easily make out because I'm using all the words, I'm using the sentences. These you have to listen to carefully. Now, the incident will help you to learn language in all the 5 aspects: grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, spelling, punctuation. These are 5. That is step number 1. Now we come to the second step, and that is listening and speaking. I have told you an incident in my own life. You have listened to that incident. Now you can tell that incident in your own words to your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, your relatives, your family. You can talk about this incident to all of them. If they know English, it would be wonderful if you can tell them in English. Suppose they don't know English, tell them in some other language. And then, whatever you have told in the other language, you immediately translate it into English. You have told them in another language, you translate that into English, then you talk to yourself. You tell yourself. You stand in front of a mirror, see yourself, and then you repeat the same incident in English. If you have some friends who can understand English, but whose English is not very good, you can tell them once in English. Then, if they say we couldn't understand, you tell them the same thing in your language. Then you can tell them that I will repeat it once more in English. Now you're 3 or 4 times you are speaking using the same incident. That is 1. Now, every day in our life, some incidents take place, don't they? Every minute of each life, something is happening. Some of them are incidents which are very common, so nothing to speak about them. Daily routine, nothing to speak about. But if something out of the ordinary happens, then you can talk about that incident. You can make a recording of it, video or audio, and listen to yourself. So, what are you doing? You are using this one incident which I told you in order to practice your own speaking and listening. Then we come to step number 3. So, step number 1 was language. Step number 2 was listening and speaking. Not only this incident which I told you, but the incidents which happen to you or incidents which others tell you, you can immediately translate them into English and tell yourself, today my colleague told me this incident. Now, let me tell myself the same incident in English. Suppose you are talking to each other, then of course, you can use that also. Now, we come to step number 3, and that is reading and writing. Reading about various things which I have mentioned today. I have mentioned to you that Osmania University is more than 100 years old. You can easily go to a website and check out what is Osmania University, what does it do, how is the university's history, when did it come up. Osmania is the name of a former Nizam of Hyderabad, the ruler of Hyderabad. So you can read about the Nizam. There's so many things you can read. Remember that every day, if you read something, your English becomes better. Try to read them in English. We have many histories of Hyderabad or many histories of the university available online also. If you go to the university's website, you will find its vision and mission. You will find many such things. I retired long back from the university. When I was there itself, we used to have so many things online. Today, technology is much more developed, so there is much more online. So you read as much as you can. Take a single word or a single idea from the incident which I told you and try to search for something to read. You might find similar incidents in some stories, some books, where people are talking about cheating, stealing, doing negatives. And then, of course, there is a moral of how we should not do it. There is a beautiful story, about a French character written by a French author, and that is Jean Valjean, and that is the silver candlesticks. How the thief comes in the night and takes away the candlesticks from the same priest who gives him food and shelter. Next day, the police catch him and bring him to the priest. The priest says, "No, this person did not steal the candlesticks. I gave them to him." In this way, he transforms a person from a thief into a good human being. So, such stories are there. You can always read them and benefit. Now we come to the 4th step. Writing, of course, you can write about the incident. I'm not going to speak much about it. The 4th step is also involved with writing, and that is creative writing. I want all of you to start doing it. Many of you are regular watchers of this channel. I see that as soon as a video is uploaded, many of you watch it. I want more and more of you to watch it because I'm spending a lot of my time and energy to benefit all of you. If you don't benefit, then my time and effort can be given to other things. I don't have to give it to making videos for all of you. So please share the videos with whoever wants. Watch the videos again and again till you get ideas about writing. And what I'm saying is creative writing. So take the incident and make a story with real characters. Give them names. I told you my story, my incident. I did not give you any names because I don't want to blacken that channel which has used my videos. I don't know how many others are using my videos. I have no idea at all. If you have, then you can always tell me, because you are thousands and I'm only a single person. But I will never do anything to harm the other channels. Please understand, I will only tell them to remove my videos and tell their subscribers to watch my videos on this channel, on Sumita Roy's English Classroom channel, not steal my videos and show it to their subscribers. That's not correct. But I'm not going to harm them. I'm not going to punish them. I'm not going to say that I will take revenge against them. So when you have characters, then each one of them can behave differently. You have one person who's doing something, another person who's harming that person, a third person who's trying to tell the person who's working hard that, somebody is harming you. In this way, you can write a very nice story. This story, if you have problems, you can first think about it in your mother tongue. Write it in your mother tongue if you feel like. And when you write a story, some description, one dialogue. The student says, Madam, somebody is stealing your video. Then Madam replies by saying, I did not know that my videos are getting stolen. Story requires conversation, story requires description. Therefore, if you write a story, your creative writing becomes excellent. You must remember that story writing is a wonderful thing to do. I'm not saying you write in English to start with. Easy English would be that you write in your mother tongue. Many of you might be already writing stories in your mother tongue. Now sit down someday when you're free and translate that to the best of your ability into English. When you get stuck, go back to the videos. Now there are more than 60 videos on the channel. Go back to that video which you require. If you have problems with grammar, go back to the grammar videos. The first slide tells you clearly what the video is about. Look at the entire list and choose those videos which you require. Make a note of them. Watch those. Continue your writing. Apart from this, you can write a drama also. Drama is dialogue, people speaking only, no description. So you don't need a description. What you require is that you must create enough characters and enough words for each character to speak. The entire incident can be dramatized. That is what is done in movies and television, etc. That is what happens. They take a story and they put it in the form of conversation, because we don't find the author coming in the movie and telling you that, now it is raining, now the character is feeling very happy, now they are going to meet. That is there in the book, that is there in the novel. But when they reduce it to what is called a screenplay, they put it in the form of conversations only, because the characters can only enact using their facial expression, their hands, and their body language, of course their words mainly. So all this can be done by you if you take these 4 steps. Step number 1 is your language development. From the incident I told you, you develop the 5 language skills. Second is, from the incident you listen and then you speak. Third is that from the incident you write, you read about various things. And finally, creative writing. I hope you will try all this. Thank you and all the best.